My parents didn't invite me to their anniversary party. Later, my sister posted a photo captioned family only. I simply liked it and wrote, "Enjoy! The house bills are yours from now on." Within minutes, the post vanished, and my phone wouldn't stop ringing. My name is Jolene Carter, 32 years old. Architect. For 3 years, I have carried my parents' mortgage like a second skeleton under my skin. Every payment a quiet heartbeat I never asked anyone to notice. And still, on the night of their 30th wedding anniversary, I was not invited to the dinner they threw in the glittering restaurant downtown. Mom had called a week earlier, voice dipped in sugar and apology. "Sweetheart, the table's only seat 24, and the cousins confirmed late. You understand, don't you? We didn't want you to feel uncomfortable." I told her I understood. I even said I was swamped with deadlines. Lies taste metallic when you swallow them whole. That Saturday, I was on my couch in Albany, legs tucked under me, snow hissing against the window pane, when Ava's post slid across my screen like a blade. A long table glowing under crystal chandeliers, white outfits, champagne flutes catching gold light. Mom and Dad in the center, hands clasped, faces radiant. Ava's caption, "Family only." We finally have everyone together. Everyone. The word lodged in my throat and stayed there, burning. I stared until the faces blurred. Then my thumbs moved without permission. "Congrats! Mortgage and taxes are all yours now." I hit send before the shame could stop me. 5 minutes later, the post vanished. 10 minutes later, my phone began to convulse. 30 missed calls, names flashing like accusations. I let it ring until the battery died. In the sudden silence, I felt something inside me crack open, not with sobs, but with a cold, clean snap. They hadn't forgotten to invite me. They had weighed me and found me unnecessary. I have always been the shadow. Ava was born glowing, and I learned early how to stand just outside the light so no one tripped over me. When she scribbled lopsided hearts on construction paper, Mom framed them like museum pieces. When I brought home a blue ribbon from the state science fair, Mom folded it neatly into a drawer and told me pride was unattractive. I was 8. I learned the lesson well. The pattern calcified. Car transmission blows, Jolene wires money. Dad's heart stutters. Hospital bills avalanche? Jolene sends another check. Silence follows every transfer. No thank you text. No phone call that isn't another ask. I told myself I did it because I was good, because I could, because one day they would see me. They never looked up long enough. Ava married at 22, divorced at 24, came home with mascara streaks and designer luggage. Mom cradled her like a returned saint. Poor thing, she's been through hell. I drove down that weekend, offered to take her to dinner, just us. She was too tired. That night, I stood outside the kitchen and heard Mom whisper to Dad, "Jolene wouldn't understand real pain. She's never had her heart broken." I laughed into my sleeve on the dark porch so they wouldn't hear. My heart had been breaking for years. It just did it quietly, in monthly installments of $3,000. Distance became the proof of my coldness. If I missed Thanksgiving because of a deadline, Mom sighed to aunts, "Jolene's too busy for family now." Never mind that I worked 80-hour weeks to keep their lights on in a house I was no longer welcome to sleep in. Dad's loyalty was silence. When Mom sharpened her words on me, he'd mutter, "You know how your mother is," as if that were absolution. Once, after she'd spent dinner cataloging my failures, I asked him why he never defended me. He stared at his peas. "Keeping peace is easier than being right, Joe." I was 27. That sentence still sits in my ribcage like a splinter. I became fluent in being needed and invisible at the same time. Late at night, I'd scroll old photos. Ava's arm linked through Mom's, Dad's hand on Ava's shoulder, me half-cropped on the edge, smiling like an apology. I told myself it was accidental. My heart knew better. A week before the party, Mom called again, voice syrupy. "We're finalizing seating. It's gotten so complicated." She hoped I'd understand. I said, "Of course." An hour later, Ava texted, "Don't take it personally." The emoji felt like a slap wearing lipstick. That evening, my coworker Na found me staring at blueprints without seeing them. She didn't ask permission. She simply said, "Coffee. Now." Over burnt espresso, she listened, then spoke one sentence that changed the altitude of my life. "They only love the version of you that pays the bills." I laughed because it hurt. She didn't laugh back. I still ordered an anniversary gift that week, a small silver frame engraved 30 years of love. I mailed it with trembling hands, wrote a card that lied about wishing them many more happy years, and mailed it. 3 days later, it came back in its original wrapping. Mom's note: "We already have too much." I stood in my hallway holding the rejected box and felt something inside me go still. Not broken things can go still right before they shatter. Ava called that night, voice bright with counterfeit concern. "Mom didn't mean to hurt you. You're being sensitive. I said I wasn't upset." My throat tasted like pennies. Saturday arrived. I cleaned my apartment until my fingers smelled of bleach, trying to scrub the night away. Then I opened social media and there was the photo again. Whiter, happier, more merciless. Family only. "We finally have everyone together." I posted my comment. The internet did the rest. The calls came like hornets. I let them sting the silence. When the phone finally quieted, one text glowed. "How could you embarrass us like that? You're selfish." Selfish. After 3 years of being their silent benefactor, I was selfish for refusing to disappear politely. That night I made tea I didn't drink and watched snow pile against the window. I thought of every automatic transfer, every yes I gave when I wanted to scream no. I realized gratitude had never been part of the arrangement, only obedience. 2 weeks later, I stopped the payments, just like that. No announcement, no ultimatum. I simply closed the valve I'd kept open like a vein. The silence that followed was expensive. First came confusion disguised as concern. The bank called about a missed payment. "Is everything okay?" Then urgency. "It's getting serious, honey." By Friday, Ava posted publicly, "Some people forget who raised them." The comments wept for her. I didn't reply. I had learned silence of my own now, and it was louder. Then the bank letter arrived. Thick cream envelope, my name in bold. Inside, notification of a refinance completed 2 months earlier, larger amount, riskier terms, my signature guaranteeing everything. I called the bank, shaking. Ethan Davis, calm voice, patient. "The refinance was processed in July. Your electronic signature authorized it. I had never signed." Someone had used the saved credentials from the old joint account I'd left open because I trusted them. I sat on the floor surrounded by printed PDFs, timestamps, IP addresses tracing straight to my parents' house. 10 minutes apart, 2 verifications cleared. Someone had sat at that kitchen table I paid for and stolen my name. I hired Clark Benson, attorney with kind eyes and sharp teeth. He read the file once, looked up, and said quietly, "This isn't negligence, Miss Carter. This is forgery." I filed the dispute that night, hands steady for the first time in years. Ava texted, "Mom wants brunch. Time to talk." I went, folder thick with evidence on the table like a loaded gun. They arrived together, a tribunal in pastel. Mom's smile trembled. Ava launched first. "We all made mistakes." I slid the signature page across. "This is mine, time-stamped from your IP address." Mom's spoon clattered. Dad stared at the tablecloth like it might save him. I played the voicemail Mom had left weeks earlier. "The bank keeps calling, Jolene. You'll take care of it, right?" Ava's face went white beneath her foundation. Mom whispered, "We only wanted to keep the family together." I closed the folder, then keep it together without me. I laid cash for my coffee and walked out into October air that tasted like freedom. 3 months later, the house was foreclosed. Bank-owned sign staked in the frozen lawn like a gravestone. I drove past once. The garden Mom babied was strangled with weeds. The porch swing hung crooked. It looked smaller than I remembered. Ava vanished into a friend's couch. Mom left one voicemail, voice brittle. "You didn't have to destroy us." I deleted it without replying. In February, I moved to Rochester. New apartment, south-facing windows, light pouring in like forgiveness I never asked them for. I bought a thrift store table, assembled it alone, and ate dinner on it the same night. No one called to ask for money. No one posted photos pretending I didn't exist. The silence was mine, and it was golden. The court removed my name from the fraud. The judge's order cited intentional misrepresentation. I read it twice, folded it, and put it in a drawer with things that no longer hurt. Sometimes at night, I stand at my window and watch snow fall over a city that doesn't know my history. I think of the girl who paid for a house she wasn't invited to enter, who signed her worth away in silence for years. She isn't here anymore. Peace, I learned, is the most expensive thing I ever bought. And I paid for it with every dollar I stopped sending, every boundary I drew in blood and snow. I sleep deeply now. No phone buzzes with emergencies that aren't mine. The woman in the mirror finally takes up the whole frame. And if you ask whether I regret it, no. I only regret the years I mistook being needed for being loved. The house is gone. The frame they returned sits in my closet, still engraved 30 years of love. I keep it as a reminder that some love has an expiration date, and mine expired the moment they decided I was disposable. I'm 32, solvent, and gloriously, entirely mine. The snow keeps falling, soft and relentless, covering everything that came before. I don't look back.